high speeds entering that corner.
We are racing into turn number 1.
That looks a really, really uneven, well, let me stop what I'm saying, and there's what the guy thinks of it. A couple of spins, that makes 3 spins, and one of them taking him to the bails, but no injuries.
Couple of drivers we said spinning in turn number 1, but the lead now goes to the number 9 of Potasic, Petra Potasic, whose family owns Praga Chassis. He's been doing a bunch of running here with us this year. More drivers spinning coming out of turn number 3. And we talked about this. This is the first time these guys have been on this race, like anybody been on this racetrack.
Rob, you're so right. You're so right. And it was almost a prophetic, a prediction of you. And the fact that these guys also have that much less experience, in fact, maybe minimal experience of these sort of conditions. This is a big challenge for these kids.
Another spinner there coming out of turn number 7. And one of the things you have to watch out for in a street race, Ken, that you obviously don't have at a regular racetrack, is the roads are all crowned.
Yeah.
So the minute you're feeling good, the minute you get to the other side of the crown, well, the road slips away on you, and the car can just snap so quickly when you get over that crown.
And with this water, the crowning of the roads here in Lockhart, obviously the reason they're crowned is to drain, but that has an effect on the racing surface.
And I say that with personal experience and hundreds of spins every time I went to Rock Island. I've driven Rock Island in the rain, and you go over that crown, you back on the throttle and the shifter, and the car just comes back around on you.
Hey, well, spinning your go-kart around on the city streets is one thing, Rob, but when you spin out your pickup truck in the middle of rush hour traffic, people don't look so favorably upon you.
Well, you know, guys, the point you were making was illustrated on screen as you made it. As we look at the race leader, even getting a little bit twitchy there, although as he's gone through as I'm speaking, they're all very steady. Those front-running 3 coming around to complete another lap. This is the start of lap 3. Peter Patak getting a couple of times when that cart twitched, but fortunately he was not overdriving. He was not driving the sort of speed and pace and style you would in the wet, so in the dry. Therefore, he was able to correct that little error. Juan Gonzalez in 2nd place, Jesse Woodyard 3rd, Jarrett Vahis 4th, and Max Hewitt completing the top 5.
Ken, just so you know, only one of the 3 announcers of the race here has ever wrecked a pickup truck. It wasn't you, and it wasn't me.
I was going to say, it certainly wouldn't be me. I've never driven a pickup truck.
I don't think what you can call what I did to my pickup truck a wreck. Rolling it 4 times down a mountain is a piece of artwork, if you ask me.
True enough. So, yeah, when we're talking about wrecks, Ken and I will...
I'm the authority on the subject, apparently. I feel good.
We'll step out of the way for Tony.
We will defer.
All right, folks, as we said...
Peter Patak starting lap 4.
He's leading the way, Ken. Good call. Peter Potasic beginning lap number 3. Is it 3?
No, lap 4.
Lap 4. We just haven't updated yet. Lap 4. But he's 5.2 seconds out front already of Gonzalez. Turning really good laps.
Well, he's done a 53.01, which was his best, and nobody else is quicker than a 54.3. So he's actually lapped that time 1.3 seconds quicker than everybody else at least, and in those 3 laps created a 5.2 seconds cushion. But of course, between Juan Gonzalez and Jesse Woodyard, it's a much tighter race we're watching.
Most definitely. You can see here as Woodyard, that's the shot of the 2nd place battle right there as they work their way through turn number 6. The 424 of Gonzalez and the number 4 of Woodyard. But Woodyard's got the hand down on the throttle. I wonder if he's got a possible throttle issue as he's running that thing with his hand on the carburetor. Let's have a look when he comes by here.
Yes.
I do believe so. He's got his hand on the carburetor area. The throttle housing runs through that on the Rotax motors. You wonder if that's what's going on, Rob.
I don't know. Yellow flag's flying down in turn number 1.
Just when he might have made a challenge for a pass, but that would have to be negated by the yellow flag. But I agree with Rob. There is an issue there, isn't there? We see people doing a little tweak here and there, but this is almost a permanent driving stance.
Yeah, he's not moving his hand off that carburetor right now.
No, he's doing a one-hand drive right now, and he's got the right foot planted. I want to think that he's doing something with the carburetor, whether it's not getting full throttle or whatever it is. Jesse having to modulate that carburetor. Look at him drive.
Wow.
It's a one-hand drive.
A one-hand drive takes him into the lead.
With one hand. That was amazing. Oh, but they're racing right now back and forth through turns 7 and 8 around the courthouse. This is for 2nd position right now.
Jesse being wise because Gonzalez not about to give it up without a fight. And they're again side by side.
Side by side.
There's an update. He might be working on the choke right now to try to keep the thing running. That's interesting. A little insider information under the tent here that Jesse possibly working on the choke here. Trying to make sure they got enough fuel in that engine.
But see, that still leads me to think that obviously there's something a little wrong with that motor because I've never seen a Rotax driver drive with their finger on the choke that long. So
No, me
obviously
neither.
a carburetor issue there for Woodyard.
And he didn't even take the hand off the
No.
off it for the pass in the turn number 6, which was impressive on its own.
That is talented.
And now, of course, it's a case of keeping it steady. If he's built that little cushion, which he has, the margin, well, little cushion, the margin was a little bit more than what I would have called a little cushion. Let's see if the screen comes to our aid.
About a tenth of a second. Well, over Woodyard, it seems to be about an 8.
Yeah, I think
1.5. Yeah, he's 1.5 seconds up on
1.5
Gonzalez
seconds.
already. Turned a lap about 0.4 of a second quicker last time by, but still nobody's got anything for Peter Potasic right now in the number 9. Last time by a 53 flat as he's leading comfortably. Woodyard actually went a bit quicker that time. In fact, Woodyard with the
Yes,
fast
he did.
lap.
Yes, he did. He's into the 52s, isn't he?
All with one hand.
Nice.
Jesse
All with
Woodyard,
one hand,
a
yes.
renaissance man if I
tell you
ever
what,
heard of one.
I'll drive with one hand, I'll set the fastest lap, and I'll make a passing move. How's that good for you?
That's pretty impressive. You wouldn't have said that was going to happen today.
No.
Just to start this Tag Junior main event. White
We're on
flag
lap
and a flag.
7
yeah.
of 8, sorry.
No, it's okay, Ken. White flag flying this time by.
Peter Patak then taking the white flag, so it's now the 8th lap for him with that margin of, let's see what that is, down to 7.6, but Jesse Woodyard is not going to be able to do anything unless Peter Patak has a real issue mechanically or an unforced driver error. So it looks, and our screen shows you guys the margin of that lead. He really just has to keep the car on the tarmac and come home for victory. Praga karts not prolific in my country. We see them a little bit more on mainland Europe, but you don't see Praga karts driven very often in this country.
Well, they're definitely starting to pick up steam here in the United States and Canada. There's no doubt about that. The kart's a beautiful kart and showing good performance as well. Here we are across the line to win this one here. Potasic scores the win in the number 9. Second and third are going to be quite a ways back. Here comes Woodyard with a good run here. He ends up finishing 6.5 back. He turned a 51.8 in the last lap.
His fastest lap on the last 3 laps.
Wow.
Very impressive for Jesse Woodyard in the number 4, finishing in second. Juan Gonzalez ends up in third in the number 424.